All right. So yesterday, um, I posted in the Facebook group the the question, do you guys collect an email list? Well, the fact is that in today's age, today's world, all right, people are overly concerned and more concerned about privacy. As a matter of fact, Apple was just reading this morning. Apple has made an announcement that it's restricting how companies or platforms like Google, Facebook, Instagram, and other digital sources. It's restricting how they use and collect your data. It's going to give users the options to not be tracked online. There's been an increase in the people looking to move away from like Google searches, and they want to go for more private and more secure search engines like DuckDuckGo. All right, so all of these trends, what does it mean? It means that we have to get more creative and more proactive when we are trying to reach our our client base. All right. So emails are one of the better ways to do it. It's voluntary. So they have to give you this. So they're well aware of the fact that at some point you're going to be reaching out to them. It allows for a steady stream of information, and this is called drip campaigns, okay? And there's a number of other benefits. So we're going to talk about why, like how to communicate and why it's important based on who you're trying to communicate with. So number one, let's talk about recruitment and how this is going to help your recruiting efforts. As part of your application, you should be collecting email addresses. If you already have a compiled list of caregivers, some of us or some people watching this video are watching have been in business for many years, so you have an active group of caregivers already there, a list of people. Maybe you haven't used them in a while. Maybe that you just weren't in the habit of collecting emails. There's a number of different reasons why you would have them without this information. Our suggestion is to call them all and try to get them to give you their email address. As you have cases available, you can send out an email blast along with a text message blast if you have their cell phone numbers. The big benefit of an email list when it comes to recruiting is, and to staffing cases in general, is that I have found in my years of doing this that people, especially in the modern age, our caregivers will change cell phone numbers often. Sometimes they'll do it for a number of reasons. Sometimes they just got a better deal. Other times they're trying to avoid bill collectors. They're having whatever other issue. It's the reasons why are meaningless, but the fact that remains that they have a tendency, just like many other people, to change cell phone numbers. Not everybody keeps the same number for 20 years anymore. So, but because cell phones are tied to an email address, mostly, iCloud, iCloud requires an email address, and they'll either have an iCloud email or they'll use a Gmail address. And Android will store and transfer data from one phone to another using the Gmail address. This way they don't lose their data, their information, their phone numbers. They don't have to try to figure out who's calling, things like that. It's convenient. So they generally will change their number, but not their email address. So you can always get a hold of them, offer new cases, and be able to just pass along information. All right. So the next category of people that we're going to talk about are our existing clients. You should be collecting clients. Now, some of these clients come to us for short term. Let's say You have a client that hires your agency because their spouse, mother, whatever, whoever it is that needs the help broke a hip. That is a finite case. After, unless they're a fall risk after the fact and there's major concern, this is a client that will eventually get better and be independent again. Maintaining contact via email will keep them, keep you fresh in their mind. Okay. And you set up just information periodically, no more than twice a month. Once a month would be ideal. And just let them know what's, hey, here's some information, here's an article, here's a blog post, whatever. Okay. The next set of people that this helps is your potential clients. Anyone who's ever filled out an information request on your website, anyone who's been referred to you and has done an intake, someone who found you randomly on Google. If you're using lead generation companies to send you leads that you're paying for the lead, they'll send you the emails. Collect them, send them out. Same thing, 1 to 2 emails per month where you're going to provide them information. Many times, people who are shopping online for home care services don't have an immediate need. This is not like when somebody goes to a skilled nursing facility and they're being told your loved one is going to get discharged in 2 days. This is window shoppers. They know it's coming, they're trying to get prepared, and they're not in a hurry. Hey, I'm scheduled for surgery in 45 days. Let me start doing the legwork. Or, I'm starting to see that mom's going to need help one day. That's the type of person. You want to make sure you give them information periodically so that when the time comes that they are ready to purchase, you are at the forefront of their mind. Okay. And lastly, our referral partners. You should be sending them an email to any events you're holding, to any information, Zoom meetings, something. They should be getting periodic emails in order to know what's going on with your company and to stay in the forefront of their mind. At the time of this recording, there are a lot of restrictions on coming in to facilities, hospitals, skilled nursing, and everything. We're still at the time of this recording in the midst of a pandemic. No one wants you going to their place, but if you have their email address, you can stay in the forefront of their mind. So let's see, if you're watching this live in the Facebook group, please leave a comment. Ask, let us know, do you collect email lists? And if you do, have you been sending them to the categories of people we've discussed in this video? If you're watching the replay on our YouTube channel, leave a comment below and let us know. Same question. Are you collecting these emails and how are you communicating with your your audience? So now that we've talked a little bit about who and why, let's talk a little bit about how. Now, there's a number of mass email companies out there. There's MailChimp that has a free option. Then, you have MailerLite, you have Constant Contact. There's a ton of them. Whether you're paying for it and for the extra features, or you're getting it for free, or somewhere in between, pick one. And we suggest that depending on how you set this up, you either create a separate account for each, or if you are paying for a package that does permit you to segment your audience, make sure they're segmented. You do not want to send a caregiver email to your clients. You do not want to send a client email to your referral partners. So make sure that you're doing this, that you're setting up a mass email account so that you're keeping everything together. I mean, some CRMs, depending on which system you're using for schedule management, some come with a built-in CRM that's pretty robust. Some have, they integrate with Salesforce, HubSpot, a number of other CRM programs, and that they may be able to handle some of this email marketing for you. All right. But either way, no matter how you use it, set everything up, segment everything properly, and send these emails out. All right. So let us know again, how are you handling all of this down below? And have any of you actually noticed a decline in, traffic from Facebook, Google, or anything along those lines that's potentially detrimental to, to your lead generation? Is this increase in privacy really affecting, and the people's desire for privacy affecting your digital marketing? A comment was left not too long ago in one of the posts that we did. I'm not sure if it was in our specific Facebook group or in someone else's, uh, but I remember reading this comment a couple of days ago that, marketing is ever changing. And yes, especially when it comes to the digital space. That's why I do believe you need to be prepared. And in future videos, we're going to go more in depth on how to handle and maintain a face to face contact. Because regardless of what's going on in the world right now, we are still, it's still the best. Human to human contact is still the best way to grow your business. It'll still generate over 70% of the leads coming into your agency because it allows you the opportunity to know, like, and trust. Just consider email marketing as another way to either solidify or create those relationships. Because, as if anyone that's been following me for a while will know, that I'm a firm believer in that people build relationships, and those relationships are what build your business. Thanks for joining us. And once again, if you are watching the replay on the YouTube channel, um, you know, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Take this video, share it in wherever it is that you think people will get some benefit, and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. All right. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.